Hey, what's up, everybody? You already know who this is. It's the Icon, and I have to tell you, I have a special guest with me. Okay, hold your horses. Okay, because when I say this house name, I know y'all gonna come for me because we're gonna talk about it tonight, though. But baby, I am here with the one and only walking diva herself from the West Coast. The one and only, oh wait, let's not forget, she was on Legendary Season 2. She walks down legendary for a category, and overall, she's fab. And also, my Virgo sis, please welcome my baby, the legendary mother, Gia Tisci. I need to talk legendary with you. You know, you're, to be honest, you're the first person, 2BH, TBH, I said 2BH. TBH or HH. Honesty hour.
Honesty hour.
You're the first person I'm actually about to really start digging into like some real legendary questions. And I think we should start off with Gia first because, baby, the controversy that happened when the House of T. I know you're probably tired of talking about this.
I'm tired of hearing we were robbed. I know, you guys. I know. I know. That's all I'm gonna say when people say, I fucking know already. Jesus.
Look, do you know how many inboxes I got telling me?
You?
I know you got stormed. I'm going to add addition to yours. Oh, I'll add 2 on top of yours to say on top of, after y'all, the conversation of y'all being robbed from everyone, the amount of messages I got in my inbox was like, what the hell's wrong with Legendary? What's going on? Like, how the hell? You need to be a judge because those judges did it. I was like, yo, hey.
I'm just the host.
I exit them off with care. Okay, I want to know a few things. Okay. And I know we don't have many chances that we get to talk about Legendary after it happens because it happened during COVID, by the way.
Oh my God. Yeah, we were in jail, you guys.
So I wanted you to tell me 2 quick things. Number 1, how was it when you found out the news that you was going to be on Legendary? Did you audition? Like, what was the process for you?
Well, shocker is initially I was supposed to do season 1. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know that, but when Legendary first came about.
Wait, I don't know. Oh, I do know. Yeah. The initial beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right.
For the pilot, they had to do a pilot for it, and we did the pilot. And things kind of like fell apart. My house was just in a different space. I was a part of a different house at the time. Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy that
You are correct. You were in a different house.
I was in a different house.
Okay.
Yeah. And my representation for that house at that time, like I wanted to create a runway team because I'm a runway ruler. So for me in my head, that was perfect.
Right.
But we didn't have like a template or like the blueprint of what Legendary was. Mm-hmm. So I'm honestly happy that things kind of fell apart for me because it allowed me time to do my homework. And I think that's kind of what worked in my favor coming back for season 2 because I was able to like watch and understand what they were looking for and what they expected.
Interesting. So you think your experience would have been much different if you'd been on season 1 compared to season 2.
Absolutely. I think I would have still been a great competitor, understanding the game. But I also think like even with me doing season 2, obviously seeing we still got the shitty end of the stick. You know what I mean? So there were still some wrinkles and some creases and some kinks that needed to be ironed out. Mm-hmm. Obviously the gag flag, shout out to Jamila in season 3. Which is a great dynamic, but I just wish it would have happened in season 2.
Oh, so you telling me if the gag flag was involved for season 2?
Absolutely, we would have stayed. Are you kidding me?
Okay, let me ask a question before I go into the next one then. Who do you think would have threw the gag flag in?
Jamila, for sure.
Okay, she would have threw the gag flag in.
Absolutely. Or you know what? I would say Jamila or maybe Megan earlier in the season because Megan was one of our greatest judges. Like she always complimented us. She always gave us credit on our technique. I remember episode 3, 7 Deadly Sins, and there was stipulations on creating the element of spins, and she understood that everybody was doing fouette turns. That's not something that's like common, especially as a dancer. That's a complicated spin or turn for technical dancers like myself. But in that retrospect, Megan was one of the judges that were in our favor, and Jamila as well. Law definitely gave us a hard time, but I think he grew on us, or better yet, we grew on him. You know what I mean?
From Law Roach.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to the judges.
No, shout out to my judges.
Yeah.
No,
And Kiki Palmer, I'm so mad I missed her. That's a Virgo sister of mine. I wish I would have been a part of
that lady was amazing on season 3. So amazing, so
Mhm.
amazing.
Mhm.
Now let's get back to you, mother.
Oh, God.
I guess I get into this conversation now. So we asked about how was it with the phone call. What was it like going through a big national television show during COVID? What was it like for you to, because again, I myself have experienced like being on a reality television show without COVID.
Yeah.
So I know what I was able to experience.
Lucky son of a bitch. Y'all, we was in jail.
And now, and even I'll say this, before you even got to season 2, season 1 experienced a great experience because they were not in COVID jail.
Yeah, they went out. They were able to go to the pool and have drinks and dinner. We were in jail.
We were in jail.
It was.
So what do you say when we were in jail? Explain to the people.
I want everyone to know authentically, like, I understood the circumstances. Like, at that time, it was so serious, you know, especially like them explaining to us, like, if 3 people get COVID, our whole production is going to get shut down. You know what I mean? So for us, even as artists, to get that opportunity to showcase our talents in that light, it was imperative for us. You know, so we did take it serious, but it was just a simple fact that, like, we were working with groups of people that we couldn't even communicate with. We were working with groups of people, and we were not even, like, we would not even be able to see their performance. And then we would go into interview and they would ask us, so how was the Orichi's performance? And we were like, we don't know. We didn't get to see it. You guys are holding us like hostage, like prisoners. You know, understanding the circumstances, yes, but that was just the trials and tribulations that we were going through while still trying to be performers at the same time. And I think that's why, in a sense, it did work in our favor because we were so focused on being the best and a great team and looking cohesive that we spent so much time together. Nothing else mattered. You know what I mean? And a lot of our downtime we spent rehearsing, or better yet, Simone, Dro, and Stanley were creating choreography, and I was coming up with most of the looks.
Okay.
So I think that's what really worked for us. We created a formula. We honestly like figured out a way to work together and make things easier for us. Yes, we were at each other's throats 3 days out of the week, but by day 4, the formula was there, the wardrobe was there. I really appreciate Johnny so much because for me, like, I'm all about a look. I'm all about an aesthetic. So that was kind of my thing. And being the simple fact that COVID was so big, it was hard for me to reach my showroom and the places and the people that I technically go to. But Johnny, shout out to Johnny again, who was so amazing with going above and beyond and making sure that we were still capable of reaching those people to create those moments. Because in those moments, I was just doing my best, but just understanding, like, I got messages from Brazil, Germany, Africa, the London, Paris, and it was just like, just to receive that, it was really worth it. It was really worth the sacrifice of not being able to go across the street to Taco Bell or going to Starbucks to just have a cup of coffee. Those 3 months of the sacrifice was well worth it because the recognition, till this day, I can't go places without somebody coming up to me and saying, I was fucking robbed. You know what I mean? So it is definitely
the life of me.
Yeah, it's worth it. You know what I mean? And for me, speaking of experience and being a vessel to the world, I just, to anybody that is willing to go the extra mile, just understand that there's a reason why you're doing it and it's worth it initially. And for the longevity of your career, it's so worth it. And I'm so privileged in that retrospect because in that moment, like I said earlier, my kids, they're from Atlanta, Chicago, New York. I'm the only West Coast person. I'm the only person that has the advantage of like, not just that, like my mother is super supportive.
Yeah.
And being a parent.
Which I've seen. I've stalked you a little bit. So I know that your mother,
you met her. You love her, right? Lady is crazy.
Love her.
She's so supportive. And for me, it's just like, as a parent, sometimes you kind of need that, and I mean to get a little emotional, but that's my rock.
Mhm.
That's my safe space. And it really feels good that I have someone that when I have to let it go and let my hair down and release some stress, that I have someone there for me as well. Because sometimes, you don't check on your strong friend because we always supposed to be the strongest,
made a Facebook
right?
post about that. Check on your strong friends.
Because like you never know what they're going through, and that's why I'm so grateful that my mom was just a phone call away and she was just around the corner. And we wasn't supposed to have people at our hotels, but there were certain moments,
you smell it?
you know what I mean? Like my mom would pull up and she would just be outside, and the 10 minutes that I was just able to hug her and cry and just be there, it was just like, that's really what I needed to better my team. Because there were moments when they was like at each other, and I would be the level-headed one to be able to be like, okay, y'all, like we gonna get through this.
Was it a moment where y'all were like,
oh my
at
God,
arms,
like I would
shooting a
say
show?
3 days out of the week, we were at each other's throats because we're trying to figure it out. I know it's a sweater. We're trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? So there's a formula we created by episode 2.5. You know what I mean?
2.5? I like that. 2.5.
Because 2.5, 2 was cool, but by episode 3, we had that formula down, and it was really like, okay, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that, and then when we come together with these ideas, we make one big moment. And I think that was kind of important for us because like, we were all like in different places, as in like as artists, we were the same, but we were all like level-headed and headstrong.
You couldn't tell that though.
When
y'all hit that runway,
we dealt with a lot of stuff.
True.
We dealt with a lot of stuff together though. And I think communication is key. And the simple fact that I shout out to my babies, Simone, Dro, Stanley, and Trey, for understanding me as a person. And that was their first time working with me in that retrospect.
Yeah.
But I think we all handled ourselves accordingly as professionals, just being the fact that we are all part of the industry. We've all been working for a very long time. And not just being that, it was an opportunity for us to like get together as a family and like create a unit. So now when we get together, it's so refreshing because it's like, oh my God, I miss you so much.
Girl, we stayed together for like 3 months.
You had them egg whites this morning on your breakfast order. Yeah, it's really that. So I love that. Just being the fact that coming from different places, we were authentically able to accept each other and learn and grow from each other. And that's just really what ballroom is now and what it represents for me, because it's so overcapitalized, it's so oversaturated with the whole like coming out
the
and
vision of it all.
Yeah. But the work and the communication is what people forget about. And that's what I learned is like my favorite part now, especially because like I was so underestimated. And my kids, they gave me a really hard time in the beginning, but I needed it. I really needed it. I really needed it just because like, it's no shade to the other mothers. Y'all are beautiful just as well as I am, but the talent speaks for itself. And I think I needed that push. I needed that kick in the pants because there was no other parent that was doing what I was doing.
True.
You know what I mean? Besides, no shade. Arturo.
But you know what?
Brother, I love you.
I will say this, and I keep it real political. Dashaun says that you were one of the mothers on the show who was really putting in the work.
Oh my
you
God.
were catwalking, you were voguing, you were spinning, you were dipping, you were doing everything.
And I can only give them that credit because I was tired, I was being lazy, and they pushed me. And I needed the push. I really needed the push because what it exposed was a difference.
Yes.
Was a different dynamic. And at that time, like, I was so like, well, I was so busy and worried about what they were doing.
Rather
And
than
that's,
focus
on me. And that's why I love them so much, because they push me in a way that I was never pushed before. And because for me, it's that people always push me to be a leader. You know what I mean? I've got the performance down, but I was pushed in a different way. And I think that's what made the magic. That's what made us so special.
I will now get into this moment as far as like, I mean, I'm going to tell you from the time that you was on Legendary.
Yeah.
I do have my favorite two, and I'm sure you already know what that is. My favorite two performances where I can watch on repeat. I can watch on repeat every day, every hour, every minute. It was it Pop Art? Oh my
I don't know your other one though.
God.
Everybody goes
when
crazy
y'all
about
did
Pop
Andy
Art.
Warhol Pop Art, I swear it was like, how do you come up with the creativity? This is why you love ballroom so much, because you sit and watch on the side like, bitch, how did they do that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
The Pop Art ball was amazing to me.
Yeah.
And another thing that was amazing for me.
What? Which one?
The toy.
Really?
Oh my. When
Shout out to
was,
Simone. That was Simone. Yeah.
Simone.
I mean, she's that lady is so unique. She is so unique in that way of like,
she thought of that.
She just goes other places. Like initially, I'm like, Barbie. She's like, no, that's too cliche. We're going somewhere else with this. I was like, okay, mother. Okay, because she's a mother of Atlanta.
Oh, she's Mother Atlanta?
Yeah.
Shout out Mother Simone Tisci Atlanta.
This is something that I share with her, just being the fact that like, I am the leader here. I understood that. But I just wanted us to all be great, you know, and I knew that I couldn't do that by myself. And I couldn't do that with them doing things that they didn't want to do. So sometimes I had to take the back seat. You know?
I'm giving it to like, y'all perform down every performance.
Yeah, but those two,
it's hard to even come up with.
Still get done on floor.
Y'all had Taraji P. Henson.
Oh my God.
Going crazy.
She said, oh my God, now the gallery is open.
She's like, bitch, the museum is open, bitch. Y'all had Taraji P. Henson going crazy. Y'all had the judges losing their minds. And y'all did that week after week. And it is even so shocking enough that, you know.
We went home. It's so crazy. I know. I've heard it so many times. We were robbed.
Well, I guess at this moment I'm celebrating you now because I go to the beginning, and it's even how y'all introduction was to like the Toyland Ball. I know that's not the name of it. I'm just saying
you have to understand
like,
the first
March
episode.
in, Law was like, bitch, y'all starting already, bitch. Okay, girl, go. Start off the fucking rip. I like that shit.
We're committed. And I think for me, the hardest week was week 1. Oh, it was the hardest week.
The very first one?
It was the hardest week. Just being the fact that, like I said, we were all new to each other as far as like working together.
So y'all wasn't merged
yet. We were not merged. And they were really tough on me just because like I'm the pinnacle. I am the one. I'm gonna be looked at the most. So just being the simple fact that like I'm not a voguer. I'm a technically trained dancer and I'm a Vogueography girl. If that makes sense. I'm not a no-ger. No. Shout out to my sis Laomi. Not a no-ger. Listen,
you make that very clear. She does not know. She vogues.
Down.
But she do not know.
But I am not, I don't walk that category. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a lot of pressure for me because they wanted the best for me. You know, they wanted me to be just like them.
Great.
Yeah.
You did fucking amazing. I even go back to the Pop Art Ball with the Andy Warhol.
With a double dip.
I know
on the platform.
It's so crazy. I know Legendary is so crazy. I know like your music when you tell it to me. Yeah. So like when you said your Grand March, I remember the and you did
Shout
some shit.
Shout out to Isla and Jared who did all of our music for season 2. They're amazing. And they listen, and I just love them on a professional level because they were both willing to go the extra mile for us, especially because they know me personally. That's my sis and my bro. But they listened, you know, and they were open to change. And I think that's what worked in our favor because a lot of the times they would send us stuff and they were like, this is great. And we're like, no, this is cute, but we need crashes. We need more from y'all.
We're still teaching everybody how to be
the
ballroom. Like when y'all,
language.
the
Yeah,
language,
it's
if
a
you want to play,
language.
we on a
Do
television
you
show.
speak the language?
When we was, again, when you're on a show, and of course, one thing we have to teach our community, and we have to continuously let them know and inform them about, when you step on over to this world of this industry, it's about getting the rights to use music.
Yeah.
And a lot of our stuff
so
that we
difficult.
have are sampled, which we can't even use publicly because they don't belong to us, unless we have to pay a bitch over $100,000 just to use it. No Sadè. I won't hold on the show though. But right, so. Oh, gee, I'm celebrating you, girl. I just go there only because it's I know the music, because every moment that I enjoyed about the House of Tisci, and you definitely there. And like I can tell, like you put more work on yourself to achieve the goal. Because I go to this pop art situation and I know your song too. And you did this situation where they did the flip and everything, and you came and ran and did the butterfly. And you went into a dip. Boom! I said, Gia.
Naomi still.
And so, shockingly enough, me and Naomi got our life in the back when we seen that, because you just, it didn't matter if you didn't know, because you went there. And I guess people forget that when it comes to performance-wise, is that when you need to like really fall and go inside the vibe of what you need to deliver, you get in there. And I would have never known that you weren't, you was in that pocket. That bag was yours, girl. Had the money sign with 3 of them.
On it,
it had all, baby. So I will say this, I do want to ask probably 1 or 2 questions after that. Like after Legendary, after your experience, again, what it's like what it's now like to step on a stage and present, your best self in front of the world.
Mm-hmm.
What have Gia taken out of her experience with Legendary? And I know if you've had other experience outside of this besides the show, but this is an opportunity where a world where we get to be celebrated, which we've been participating in for
I think
years.
that's
so what do you take from your experience there?
What do I take from Legendary? I've taken a lot of constructive criticism out of Legendary, just being the fact that like my worst critics were the closest people to me. You know what I mean? And that's just like an obstacle within itself. Just being the simple fact that I'm a Virgo, I'm like a perfectionist.
Tell me about it, girl. I'm sitting here.
So
I'm in my head.
Just thinking that you're always perfect in your head and you're not, and you get the constructive criticism. Sometimes it's a little bit more difficult.
It breaks you down a bit.
It does, but I personally know that they broke me down to build me up. You know what I mean? And just being the simple fact that I was able to receive that constructive and take the criticism and rebuild myself, because really that's what I was doing during Legendary, was like rebuilding my characteristics. After the show, I signed a residency in Palm Springs and as well as in San Francisco. And
I don't even gotta ask the question after this, bitch, because you answered already.
That's where we're at with things.
And tell me.
That's what I was preparing for, but I was not there in the moment. Little Miss Perfect, I always think she's perfect.
Shit, come on, Virgo. I know we think we're perfect all the time. I know.
And then we create these moments where we get constructive criticism because we're put in those places. And I learned that it's important for me to listen to my peers, because they're not here to hurt me. They're just here to make me better. And that's what created these other opportunities for me now. So now I'm venturing in Palm Springs. I'm in San Francisco. And I'm so grateful for these opportunities, just being the fact that without Legendary and this constructive criticism, I would not be in these places. I would not be in these rooms. I would not be around these people, because it's so easy to be overlooked and overshadowed. And a lot of that is ego. And it comes so easy to people who feel like they know everything. And I'm just a vessel, and I try to remain that way, just being the simple fact that you're never too old to learn.
No Sadè. I say that to my kids all the time. I'm still learning today, child.
And sometimes you can learn from your kids. And that's my experience with them. I learned so much from them. And I'm so grateful that they were able to take the initiative to
No, it's all good, girl.
To genuinely love me, but also tell me when I was wrong, tell me when it wasn't right, tell me when they felt like it could be better, because they just wanted the best for me and more so for us as a team. And that's when I learned how to work as a team on that series. Just because I've been a superstar. I've been a superstar since I was 15.
Yeah.
I've been a superstar since I was 9. But working with other people sometimes can really be a challenge when you're used to just being
you?
Yeah.
Doing your shit.
Like, yeah. So a lot of the times it was like, we wasn't worried about me standing out. We were worried about me moving as a unit. Because I'm so used to standing out. It was like when it was time to do the work and the choreography, I would sometimes get lost because I'm so used to, okay, y'all do that. I'm gonna just stand here and look cute. And it's like, okay, that's cute, Ma, but we want more. And I genuinely appreciate that, again, because that's why I'm here in this space where I have other opportunities, where I can work with other people and be on that same accord.
Gia, I'll tell you this without a doubt, like it showed. It showed that, you know, and I think it's great that people know, that people can see and also understand. People can hear, excuse me. They can see and hear and understand. See, I'm on it. But they can understand what it's like to even be a part of a show. And I think people get this directive that because of Legendary, it's all about voguing. And when it comes to ballroom, it's a spectrum of categories. I know voguing is popular and it's more hyper.
So is nogging, right?
And nogging is too, because we got a lot of noggers out there.
Especially in North Hollywood.
You're a key.
Love y'all, though. Love y'all, though.
But still,
it's all about the elements.
It's true, but it's about the love that you put in it, baby. Like you put your love into it, and it showed. And I celebrate you for that. I got to see that every week on stage. I got to see you on camera. I got to even feel your reactions. I was able to sit. It's so crazy because on stage is
we shared a lot of those moments.
We shared a lot of those moments again. And
it would be like cut, and we run and hug.
Like, okay. And it's always, and I tell everybody, no matter what house is on that show, any type of feedback, my number one thing was, before you got off that stage, I want you to feel good about something that you experienced that a lot of people are killing to go for. Think about how many people in our community, not how many people, think about how our community works so hard to even be somewhere. If you even go back to Paris is Burning, you see Octavia say she wants to be a household name. You see how people want to grow to be stars. We're now sitting in a place where we're allowed to take our talent, the same talent that was being expressed years ago now, and be able to be celebrated for it. And I want to celebrate you because you did so fucking well on that show. You did so amazing. And I think sometimes because we're a big community, a lot of people don't have we forget. And some people don't have moments to sit and say, Gia, bitch, that was amazing. You did good. We love you no matter how fucking hard or tough it was, bitch. You ate it. And the world was able to tell you, girl. You know how many messages? I still get messages today about you being robbed, girl. And I'm going to tell y'all, fans, stop doing that to me. Okay? Y'all can talk to me.
Doing it to me.
But like, again, you can see, celebrate the celebration of what the work you've done. So and I was going to ask my second question, well, what the hell are you doing afterwards?
So give me another question.
So, I mean, tell me about this residency. Tell me about like your traveling, because I will tell everyone I had an opportunity. What was it that we went to? And you performed. It was downtown LA. It was you did the number with Day Gorgeous Gucci. You was on stage. You performed recently. It was downtown LA.
This is every week, mind you.
I know this every week. I came out to. Was it a Pride?
Oh yeah, it was. It was Pride. Yeah, I did Brandy.
Downtown LA Pride.
Yeah, it was a Proud Festival.
Proud Fest. I didn't know Gia was performing, and I'm with the Basquiats. I'm walking around. It's the vibe, and they like Gia Banks. I'm like, oh shit.
Her little cat suit.
I was like, mind you, cat suit. Y'all had a little dance number and everything. I was like. I mean, well, again, what's been happening outside for Gia from this point forward?
What has been happening outside of Legendary? So since Legendary, I signed a residency with Asia SF, which is a predominantly trans cast. They have performers, cocktail waitresses, and hosts and servers, and everyone is trans, which is a great experience for me, just being the simple fact that I love relations. I love relating to people. I love dealing with people like myself. So there's a small source of our community that's capitalized off of.
Mm.
And just being that fact, it's so interesting to see us be servers, waitresses, and performers as well. And to be compensated for it. I think that's the issue is, I've been a performer since I was 6 years old. I've been performing in West Hollywood since I was 16. And I spent about 15 years in the club industry. And it's very difficult, especially because of the circumstances. Like, gratefully, we have Legendary. Before Legendary, we had RuPaul's Drag Race. And I commend the girls that are on RuPaul's Drag Race. That's not my market, unfortunately, because I'm not a drag queen. But however, there are a lot of girls that have been able to capitalize and resource and been resourceful because of that opportunity.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate for girls that are ballroom affiliated because we don't get that same opportunity.
Right.
So it's not a playing field. So we're all kind of obligated to still be a part of the club scene, nightlife, the $150, $200 rate, if you know what I mean. So sometimes
whispering with you is like killing me.
that is sometimes the thing is like, it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
You spend so much time, my knees can't take it. I got the mega knees, but God damn it, I got the Bruce to prove it. And it's just like, you're overworked and underpaid. And to finally get the opportunity to create that different tax bracket for myself has just been remarkable. And I'm just so grateful because of that simple fact that people now take me serious, despite of ballroom. And I think that's our biggest downfall is like, we have always been like the idea and the reference, but people always take the initiative to overlook us, overshadow us, or figure out a way to take our opportunity and run with it. And for me, I think that's why I'm so grateful to be in the place that's where I'm in. So now that I'm performing weekly because of my opportunity with Legendary and also because of my residency, it all only acknowledges me as a vessel to stay visible because there's so many girls behind me that want the same opportunity, that deserve that same opportunity. And I'm just trying to kick down every door, like, just because I know if I'm going to get through, she gonna get through. He gonna get through.
Yeah.
They gonna get through because it starts with one person.
Yes.
And let me give you your roses, because like yourself, like Laomi, like the rest of your initial team, so many years ago, did we not think that this was gonna open so many doors? You know what I mean? But at that time, you guys were just living your truth and ready for stardom and things that you were prepared for. And that's why it's so beautiful to see you guys in a different plateau, in a different space, because that's everything you deserve. Like, y'all worked so hard initially just to create that perspective, just for people to be exposed to the 5 elements of Vogue. You know what I mean? And it's like, it was at that time, I don't think it was taken so serious, but I think there were certain people that were paying attention.
Yeah.
And that's what's so important. Is like, it's not about the number of people, it's about the right people.
Well, I guess this is what this is what I know.
Yeah.
Where we're allowed and have a space now to celebrate and be ourselves and go and like, regardless of what space and plateau we stand in, we're still doing exactly what we got to do. It's so good to even I love to hear that there's a residency happening.
Yes!
Yeah. I'm like, girl, there's a residency.
So when y'all have some time, come and see me at Asia SF in San Francisco. Our Palm Springs location was open for 6 months. It's seasonal, but I am always in San Francisco twice a month. So when you have some time, that's Asia SF. You can follow it on Instagram as well as Gotta Love Gia.
That's what so before we get the hell up out of here, Gia, by the way, oh my gosh, this talk was good, girl. you bring some energy, Miss Thing, okay?
Y'all soon.
Yeah, we're gonna bring that ass back because we got some more combo to bring.
Yeah.
I do want, like, please let everybody know before we get out of here, like, you know, where we can find you, how we can talk to you, where we can reach you, what can we see, how can we see it, and where can we see it?
Well, it's not giving OnlyFans. I'm sorry to disappoint the few men that would love that feature. It's not giving OnlyFans at Twitter, but it's Gotta Love Gia on Instagram, on Facebook. I am Gia Banks. And those are really the only two platforms I really, I'm on Snapchat. Not really, though. It's not important. But yes. And I'm also on YouTube. Yeah, Gotta Love Gia as well.
Oh, yeah. And let us know about that residency and we can find you.
Also, my residency is in San Francisco. The name of it is Asia SF. You can Google search and it will pop right up. I think my picture is like the first one you see.
Is it the first one you see? Gia, thank you so fucking much. Oh my girl, you're my podcast girl.
You got a podcast. Listen, y'all not ready.
Stink. And you all also on YouTube too. So to like you gotta make sure
I'm gonna tag it, absolutely.
But
I'm gonna put it on my
Gia, I fucking love you. Thank you so much. This is not gonna be the last time I'm gonna see you. Because I gotta bring you in with a legendary alumni. Because I want to know what happened, you know, behind the scenes. Like, girl, because there was a record.
Yeah, because some girls was bad mouthing me. Some mothers couldn't take me because, you know, they not as talented as me. But it's all right, sis. Beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. Yeah.
We're going to get back to you with that because I want to bring you here and another alumni from Legendary no matter what season.
So in the comments, let's find out. Who do you want to interview with me, right? Let's find out. Put it in the comments below.
Tell us, who do you want Gia to sit with Legendary alumni-ness? Let us know. I don't know, maybe season 1, season 2, season 3. Did you see something that we didn't catch that y'all caught?
I would love to sit with my sis Lolita. That would be nice. We have to fly her down though. So y'all got to put her in the comments. Look, put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. Let us know it's good. Okay. You work, Gia. She doing the shit for me. Throw it down. Throw it down. Gia, I fucking love you. Thank you so freaking much.
I love you, brother. Thank you for having me. Wait, what were the cards for?
Oh, shit.
So let's go back.
We didn't even get the cards. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do it next time.
All right. We got some card
It'll be you and somebody
y'all.
else so we can make sure we do. Okay, good. Yeah, you see how it all works out itself? Y'all already know the vibe. We had the legendary Gia Tisci here. I'm gagging. Oh, she always gets me with this duh shit. Damn.